Welcome to This Explainer. You know, every single night, we all do something incredibly strange. We turn off the lights, we lie down, close our eyes, and just completely disconnect from the physical, waking world around us. But instead of just fading into empty darkness for 8 hours, we enter this vibrant, mysterious, and entirely new reality. We literally enter a strange world of our own creation. Okay, let's dive into this. Why do humans dream? Like, are these nighttime visions simply random misfires of a sleeping brain, just an accidental byproduct of biological rest? Or are they something much deeper? Are they actually trying to tell us something? Today, we're going to explore this fundamental, shared mystery that connects absolutely every single one of us. Just think about the common experiences we all share. One minute, you're flying effortlessly through the sky, completely defying gravity. The next, you're walking through bizarre, shifting places that simply don't exist in the waking world. We meet people we haven't seen in years, and sometimes, incredibly, we even find ourselves face to face with loved ones who are no longer here. These vivid stories, these images and intense emotions our minds create while we sleep, they can feel just as real and sometimes even more intense than reality itself. To truly grasp the magnitude of this mystery, let me give you this staggering fraction: 1/3. We spend nearly 1/3 of our entire lives asleep. I mean, really think about that. If you live to be 90 years old, you will have spent 30 years entirely unconscious to the outside world. 30 years! Yet during all those decades of sleep, our minds are never truly off. They're constantly producing these vivid, complex narratives. The sheer universality and immense volume of our dreaming lives really begs the ultimate question of what purpose it all serves. For thousands of years, humanity has been absolutely fascinated by the meaning behind these nighttime journeys. Long before modern neuroscience even existed, people sought spiritual answers. The ancient Egyptians, for example, believed dreams were profound messages from the divine. To them, dreams weren't viewed as random static. Not at all. They were highly regarded as communications carrying deep, hidden meanings that required careful translation and interpretation. And this brilliantly illustrates how, across human history and diverse cultures, dreams have often been seen as a mystical portal, a bridge between the visible physical world we navigate during the day and something far beyond it. It reflects this deeply rooted human need to seek profound meaning in our nighttime visions. We instinctively want to know that the things we experience in the dark have real significance when we wake up in the light. But as humanity progressed, so did our methods of looking for answers. And modern neuroscience offers a very different yet equally fascinating perspective. Researchers have discovered that while we sleep, the brain remains incredibly active. It's kind of like a nighttime workshop. During this quiet time, your brain actually gets to work. First, it sorts through the massive influx of memories from the day. Second, it processes complex emotions. And third, it permanently stores vital daily information. It's essentially organizing the countless chaotic pieces of our lives so we can function with clarity the next day. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it places these two complementary lenses side by side. Over on the left, we've got ancient wisdom, viewing dreams as messages from the divine filled with hidden symbols. And on the right, modern science, viewing dreams as a practical mechanism for sorting memories and organizing our lives. But you know what? These aren't necessarily at odds. From the scientific point of view, the hidden symbols of the ancients might actually just be the brain's way of dealing with unresolved emotions. This beautifully explains why periods of high stress often lead to intense dreams, or why people we miss deeply might suddenly appear as symbols while we sleep. But even with all of our advanced brain imaging and scientific discoveries, some really profound questions still remain. Like, why do some dreams stay with us for years, long after we've completely forgotten what we had for breakfast yesterday? Why do certain dreams feel deeply, almost inexplicably meaningful? I'm sure you've had that happen. You wake up with a distinct, powerful feeling that you've learned something incredibly important, even if you can't quite put into words exactly what it was. This leads us to a beautiful synthesis of thought. Perhaps dreams aren't literal predictions of the future, but they definitely aren't meaningless glitches either. As this quote suggests, they might be a silent conversation between the conscious and unconscious mind. It's like a private, safe space where our deepest hopes, our lingering fears, our cherished memories, and our most complex emotions are finally given a voice, completely free from the noise and distractions of the waking world. So the crucial point is how this perspective shifts our understanding of the dreams we actually dread. Which brings us to nightmares. Many people fear them, and naturally so.
You wake up feeling anxious, unsettled, or even terrified, heart racing in the dark. But nightmares are not always the enemy. We really need to reframe how we view these unsettling experiences, because they're actually serving a very specific and ultimately helpful purpose. Let's unpack the psychological framework of what nightmares might actually represent. Psychologists suggest that they're often just the mind's attempt to process psychological weight that you've been carrying for far too long. They can be a manifestation of unhealed pain that you've ignored during the day, a difficult memory struggling to be properly filed away, a hidden fear you haven't faced while awake, or a heavy emotional burden weighing on your subconscious. So rather than a monster under the bed, a nightmare is basically your internal processing system working overtime. So, if you've ever woken up in a cold sweat from a terrifying dream, reassure yourself with this thought. A nightmare is often simply a signal that something inside us is asking to be acknowledged. It absolutely does not mean that something terrible is about to happen in your real life. It's not a bad omen, it simply highlights an internal issue, maybe an emotional knot, that's quietly asking for your conscious attention and care.
Let's move to this and see how this builds into an incredibly comforting realization about the mind's true intentions. Your brain uses these frightening stories not to torture you, but as a profound mechanism for healing. Think about it. Your mind is trying to protect you. It's trying to understand you. It's trying to heal you. By forcing you to confront these difficult emotions in the simulated, low-stakes reality of a dream, it is actively preparing you to handle them better in the waking world.
Whether we view our dreams through the lens of modern science's nighttime workshop, ancient spirituality's hidden messages, or just our own personal emotional experiences, every single night we enter a mysterious world. A world that honestly still holds far more questions than answers. But synthesizing these journeys brings us to a profound idea. Understanding our dreams is also a way of understanding ourselves. This mysterious inner world isn't just a byproduct of sleep. It's a vital, enriching part of the human experience that is just waiting to be explored.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. We may never know the exact, singular reason why humans dream, but they constantly remind us of the vast, mysterious landscape that lies within every single one of us. So, I leave you with this final, provocative thought. Have you ever had a dream that really felt like it was trying to tell you something? Or maybe one that stayed with you for years? I highly encourage you to reflect on your own inner world and share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might just help someone else realize they aren't alone. Thank you for diving into this with me, and keep exploring the mysteries of your mind.